welcome to session 2 of our Sync 101 Masterclass. In this session, we're going to be looking at how you get paid from Sync. Very important. So we're going to be delving into how you get paid once you land a Sync placement, how royalties work, and how artists make their money in the music industry, what a backend payment is, how royalties work in the US compared to the UK, and how long it takes to be paid from landing a Sync placement. So I look forward to seeing you in the session and delving into the most important part of Sync, making money. See you there. Okay, so we are going to be taking a look at the US royalties and how you get paid. So 20 to 50% of music royalties don't make it to their rightful owners. Gabalt calculated that there are currently over 900,000 royalty streams per song, which are not currently being collected. So let's take a look at the performing rights organizations. In the United States, these are ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and Global Music Rights. In Canada, this is SOCAN. In the UK, it's PRS. Pretty much every country in the world has its own PRO being performance rights organizations, and they work together to collect royalties from each other's territories. These performance rights organizations represent songwriters, not artists. These are organizations that collect performance royalties. So the PROs make money to pay the songwriter royalties and publishing royalties by collecting money from thousands of venues and outlets, radio stations, streaming services, TV stations, department stores, bars, live venues, etc. that have been required to purchase blanket licenses, giving these outlets permission to play music in their establishment or on air. So if you want to know the term blanket license, do check out our resources in the members area, which gives you the meaning of the term blanket license. So the PROs then pool all of this money and divide it among all of their songwriters and publishers based on the frequency and weight of each song's public performance. The PROs then pay the publishing companies their 50% and the songwriters their 50%. However, if you sign up for an admin publishing company like Songtrust, Centrix, CD Baby Pro, or TuneCore Publishing, they will collect your publishing money from your PRO, take their commission, 15 to 20%, and pay you the rest. So you don't need to register a publishing company if you're with ASCAP, or register it as an LLC or open a bank account. This is a far easier option. So performance rights organization in your country, pick one and sign up. It's important to note that if you go for an ASCAP membership as a songwriter, you also need to be registered as a publishing company. That means just make up a name and register your publishing company with ASCAP. You must do this to get paid all of your music royalties. If you don't have your publishing company registered as a corporation, like an LLC, or have a bank account under its name, make sure to tell ASCAP you are doing business as, trading as, the publishing company so they can write the checks appropriately. You can also sign up for direct deposit, which expedites this entire process. So ASCAP pays out 50% of the total money to the songwriter and 50% to the publisher, as mentioned. If you don't register a publishing company, you will only get half of your money. If you are an unaffiliated songwriter with BMI, you don't need to register a publishing company. BMI will pay you 100% of the money. I recommend you make sure all your songs are registered with your local PRO, and that you work with an admin publishing company. If you distribute through CD Baby, use CD Baby Pro. If you don't, use Songtrust, Centric, or TuneCore Publishing. If you haven't registered with a PRO yet, sign up for an admin publishing company first. They will then register your songs with a PRO, which saves time and steps. So I highly recommend that you do that. Okay, so we're going to take a look at an artist royalty flowchart here. So it starts off with the sound recording. And then we're going to take a look at TV, radio, bars, where your music could be played in, or digital radio in the US. And this is the sound recording performance. And the royalties would then perhaps get collected through neighboring rights like PPL, if performed in other territories, or through the sound exchange through the US. And then which then gets paid to the artist, the writer. Then we're going to take a look at the sound recording if it gets streamed or downloaded sales, streaming revenue. And this is through a distribution company or a record label, which then gets paid to the artist or songwriter. Then we're going to take a look at the master use, which can be licensed through TV shows, movies, commercials, video games through either a sync licensing sync agent company or a record label, for instance, which then gets paid through to the artist or writer. And then we've got TV commercials like Union commercial, which then gets paid through SAG, for instance, which then gets paid to the artist writer. So the importance of PROs is the synchronization royalty is paid to songwriters and publishers via a PRO, as mentioned, for use of a song as background music for a movie, TV show, or advert. This is what we call the backend payments. So backend typically means that it's the royalties. So if your song gets synced, you will earn royalties, unless it's been stated otherwise that you won't, for lower budget, perhaps, films. But these are called the backend payments that are paid through the PROs. The master fee is what we call in sync the upfront fee for the license use request for the sound recording. So US TV broadcasters are exempt from paying a public performance right for sound recordings. In the UK, PRS pay royalties to their members when their works are broadcast on TV or radio, performed or played in public, whether live or through a recording, or streamed or downloaded. So MCPS pay royalties to their members, which is part of PRS, when their music is used in TV, films, or radio, copied as physical products such as CDs and DVDs, or streamed or downloaded. You'd need to have your music, and your co-workers also would need to be registered with their respective PROs in order to license music, and it can take 9 months minimum to be paid on the back-end royalties from a placement, and that is an absolute minimum. So I hope that you have learned a lot in this session, all about how you get paid as an artist or writer in the music industry and also the sync industry. So I look forward to seeing you on the next session. And as always, do reach out to the team if you have any questions.